Clearly, the rally since the beginning of May has been supported by supply, uh, remaining tight under OPEC, non-OPEC cuts, as well as the decline that we're seeing in US production and in certain other countries. But equally, the market sentiment has been buoyed by the very gradual, steady reopening of various economies in Asia, across Europe. And then, of course, throughout last month, we saw all 50 US states starting to reopen as well. Now, if you start talking about nearly, I think there's at least 7 states in the US Southwest that have reported a spike in cases and hospitalization, that forces the market to pause, because we're looking at the single biggest consumer of oil in the world here, 21 million barrels per day, the same amount of ratio of global oil consumption. And oil demand in the US had been ticking up very nicely. So if you look at the latest weekly data that we had on Wednesday, more than 80% of US demand, overall products demand, including gasoline demand, was back. So now the thing is, do these sort of the second wave in these states, what kind of measures does it force? And does it lead to a pullback in the demand recovery in the US? I think those are questions that we need to still find answers for.
So there's still a lot of uncertainty in the market, clearly. I was looking over some analyst reports. Of course, I think the Goldman Sachs report has been the one that has really characterized the week. They flagged that there could be a correction in oil coming, and perhaps we are seeing that start to unfold. But the other interesting aspect of this Goldman report was that they said they see Brent sub 35 USD, which would suggest that oil still has further to fall. Do you agree?
I don't. I am considerably more bullish than that. I do feel that OPEC, non-OPEC cuts will remain in place. As we saw last weekend, they rolled over for another 1 month. I think they're being overall as a group quite hawkish. US production will continue to decline. So while demand recovery is going to take its own time and its own pace, there will be setbacks for sure. One can anticipate that in demand recovery. As far as supply is concerned, I think they are going to maintain it quite tight. I personally see Brent close to the high 40s to perhaps even $50 a barrel towards the end of this year.